Yo, Stocks 5150. So, guess what? We're back. And today is September 3rd. Last night, the Asia session. Let's talk about it. I got it on a 2 hour chart. And you can see, let's see, show you the right times. This is where we closed out at right here. This is 6 p.m. Asia session starts at about 8. Last night, too, fun fact, Xi Jinping, China, Xi Jinping, Putin, and Kim Jong Un and a lot of other people showed up, and he had a military parade celebrating 80 years of World War II. I gotta say, was pretty impressive. The parade was pretty cool looking, and it's crazy that Xi Jinping's speech was talking about unity and getting along with people. What the are we at? Where the communist country is talking about unity, and all the democratic country is talking about ousting and telling people to fuck off. We in a bizarro world. Something else I thought about back in the day during World War II. The it was Germany, Italy, um, and Japan that was the three main three. Now and then you had it was Europe and France and I guess China against those three. And then the US came to follow later, the allies. We showed up. Now we're on the side of Germany, Italy, France, Japan, and China. Oh, and Russia. I'm sorry, and Russia. That's who was I left out. Fighting against Germany back in the day was Russia and the EU. Well, Great Britain and probably to a lesser degree China, but China was under attack. It wasn't that they like actually proactive. They were being attacked by Japan. Point is, the big three was Russia, Great Britain. They were fighting Germany and Italy and Japan. Japan got active. Japan got active. Japan touched us, and then that's when we woke up and we came over and we jumped in with Germany, with Russia and Great Britain, and then we finessed Russia at the end, and with Churchill, and you got East Germany, West Germany, and hence today we have Putin saying, "Hey, all that stuff ours," because we wasn't supposed to move past that far as NATO goes, but we did. Now it's crazy that those three are getting along and talking about friendship and unity. I get it. They saying that, but they slowly but surely taking over everything. Kind of like how well we did the same thing, and now we're like, yeah, we had enough. But I don't disagree that we shouldn't. We should just let them have it. Shit, if they want to be in charge, bro. I could. But I do think we need to be like, far as chips and everything like that, man. Technology, that stuff is a global thing. Everybody need to work together on that because if they got it, we got it, you all got it. It's the same thing as the arms race, you know what I'm saying? But to be like, nah, you can't use it. Well, what they're gonna do is use their own, make out their own, because they will figure it out how to make good ones, and then they won't need Nvidia, then they won't need ASML, and once they figure that out, then hey, game over. 'Cause they'll be able to do it faster than us and probably better. But anyway, that's not even my problem. That's white people shit. Well, listen to this though. Last night, Asia session, we went between from 8 p.m. here. This is all probably during the parade and stuff. I watched it a little bit, pushed down a little bit, and then look after the parade, bam, popped up. We broke our trend line. We rode this trend line, so that held out, and we actually touched, and we got a high of 64.57 is where we're sitting right now. We're sitting at 64.55, but we're riding this trend line up. Shout out to Tori Trades, even though she catching a lot of heat right now. But I mean, I don't know why they mad if she was in 200,000 drawdown. If she got that much money, she could be in that much drawdown. So stop hating. You just mad because you don't have all that money. I mean, because yesterday, look at this. Yesterday, this right here was showing $800. It was eating that up. But I was like, holding. I'll go down with the ship, bro. I don't even put no stops. As the same as Tori, she don't put no stops in. So whatever. So but now we're peaking up, and if we can continue to stay above this trend line, not fall back below, and we break and we stay above this, then we're back in the game, and we continue and we push up. I already got my orders in though, because I got something I gotta go do. Gotta go take somebody to a doctor's appointment. So if we get back up and we get close to this 50, then we break on above the 60, 61.8, then that's green, and that's even more green right there. Um, could it happen? We'll see. Right now we're sitting flat. Today I don't have my phone with me, but what I got going on? Just looking at my bills. Money comes, money goes. Money comes, money goes, yo. It's crazy. I think that PMI, that ISM was yesterday. Today Wednesday, September 3rd, we have the Spanish PMI. Theirs was forecast was 54.4 and actual was 53.2. Italian PMI forecast is 52.1, actual 51.5. Everybody's doing bad. German final PMI forecast is 50.1, actual 49.3. Everybody's stuff is going down, yo. You see what I'm saying? Our allies are not doing so hot. 30-year Treasury yield reaches 5% for the first time since July 18th. Let's go back and take a look at July 18th and see what happened. Where is the SPY? SPY. Actually, I could have did it on my other one, but I'm gonna do it on the SPY first. Let's look at July 18th and see what happened because 4 months. Man, that was a while ago. So do 6 months and do the daily. All right, July 18th. Here's July 18th right here. Eh, yields reached 5% for the first time since July 18th. Okay, so what was happening before that? You see, we were down this day. How much is that? Well, that's not even that bad. I don't know. But ever since July 18th, yields went up. And I want to say maybe in the beginning of August, something happened on August 1st. I just can't remember. But that right there is a result of the yields being high. So that was like 2 weeks later. Boom. So maybe that was July 18th. And this is August 1st. And that is a 16-point drop. Okay, so let's do this. July 18th, 15 days later. So we're already taking a big drop now, heading down. So maybe this is September 2nd. So let's see, 15 days out, I'll be here. All right, check it out. What we're going to do is guess timeline, and we're going to do September 15th. Boom. And we're going to say that we dropped to price level. That was, what was that again? 16. This is looking familiar. Well, we just jumped around to this. So this is actually there. So maybe we'll be back here again at the 0 mark. So we'll see. I'm gonna put one right here. What is that? That's 62. 6620. All right. Let's do a text box. I'm gonna only do this on my I'm gonna do it here. Target. I'll spell it first. Target. Target. Bro. 620. So, all right. Due to bond market. Okay, so bond market. Let's see. Let's see if that happens. Let's see if that happens. All right, so that's what I got right there. I'm gonna have that on the spy. 15 days out. Target bond market would be a 620. All right. Yeah. Back to this. Now, what were we like on July July 18th? Same thing running up. I mean, it's the same thing. The ES and the spot, they based off the spot, so it's cool. So basically, be back targeted down here because that low was 64. This is December, so the low was 62.92. All right. So what I need to be looking for is to see if we get down to this level. So here, price line, break down to here. I just said I wasn't gonna mark this one, but I am. Shoot, and September 14th, 15th, target. Um, bond market. All right. So I got that for the target for the bond market. Oh, and let me put this in here too. Timeline around the 15th, 16th. Bam. All right. So we got it marked up. We'll see what happens. Um, what else happened last night? German bond auction. Previous was 2,691 or two was that two? Sorry, 2.69. And okay, some people bought theirs. They had 2.7. So that's good. Good for them. That's their 10 year. All right. So today at 10 p.m. we got the JOLTS opening, the jobs opening. Boy, boy, boy. So honestly, to be honest, I might close out one of those accounts. I might close out one of those. The JOLTS previous was 7.4. We went down 7.3. The forecast is 7.3 because we're expecting the jobs to decrease. So it might be okay because we're expecting the jobs to decrease. And I mean, I'm sure that the jobs will be decreasing. I don't think that it'll be an increase. It could be an increase. You know why? School started back and teachers ain't on unemployment. So it could be an increase in job openings, or the Fed did say they was going to adjust that, right? Their outlook on that. But we have later today, Japan. This is it right here. Japan has a 30-year bond auction, and Japan is in trouble right now. That's tonight. So yeah, I'll tell you what, tonight I'm closing out these accounts. I'm closing out and I'm gonna sit and watch. I'm not gonna be in nothing because Japan's doing their 30-year auction, and yeah, Japan is struggling right now more than us. Yeah, somebody even commented in here. They said, sorry guys, but today I'm out of the market. Bearish is in my perspective coming, and I don't rely on news much. Still knowing there are more time. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mm. All right, so some dude on here, he said a simple S&P trade using pre-market levels and roadmap for a nice long. I noticed other instruments show a similar 5-minute map. Note the earlier gap. I'm in the camp with that person, whoever that is. They said that 16 minutes ago. Somebody else said expecting the jobs openings to be weaker than the forecast since it's lagging based on weak non-farm payroll last month. Yeah. All right, that's what's up. So yeah, shout out to Forex Factory. Um, they mostly talk about Forex and crap though. But all right, as far as we go over here, we got this on the daily, and on our daily, we are above, staying above the trend. See, we're still above. That's good. We broke below that one. That was bad. And now we are here on that one. If we break above here, then we could get back up, heading back up. Now, I gotta tell you, this is the good part, the good version. The bad version is if we stay following this trend down right here, that won't be the good part. You see what I'm saying? And then we'll run into that, which would lead to this. I don't know how fast, but it could happen. What we got here is September 14th because this bond market thing. 5%. I really want to say that when the bond market is down at 5% like this, usually last time DJT came out and he said something to calm everybody down, and the market took off and ran again. Like last night, his speech wasn't that aggressive. So maybe I don't know, man. Maybe it'll be all right. All right, maybe it'll be all right. I don't know. You got some red folders in GDP, Great Britain, and monetary policy report, and Governor Bullock speaks in Australia, and the JOLTS open at 10 a.m. So some stuff that's going to happen pre-market, like at 4 a.m. Governor at 4 a.m. Oh, so they already spoke at 4 a.m. That was in Australia. Okay. So all that's happened already. 4 a.m., 5 a.m. The German uh, OBS shut down again. All right, OBS is reconnected. I'm not gonna be live all day today. That's just it's just video right here. So at 5:32, the German bond auction was here, and okay, the market we got above our 200 on the 15 minute. So we can stay above this 200 and bounce our way back into. Oh, this is the wrong one. I need to be looking at this one. All right, same thing. We're above the 200. If we can stay above the 200, yeah. If we can stay above our 200, then we may be good. You know. So if we stay above the 200, we get a little pullback bounce, and then stay above. Things may work out, but yeah. So looking at it on the 15 minute, it looks like we're above the trend. Cause see, we was hitting that and falling. That's where we fell. Look at that, fell. So now we broke up above it, and if we stay above it, how high will we stay above it? If we can get back up to the 50, that's crazy. I don't know if we could do that today, but if we can, that'd be great. It's pretty lofty, but I mean, that JOLTS, that jobs report, something tells me that's gonna make us pull back. When was the last JOLTS jobs report? That's what I need to look and see. Uh, go here. The last one, I think it's every week, isn't it? Or was last month? Okay, so here we go. Last month JOLTS report was low, 7.4. What date was it? All right, so July, in July, the JOLTS report was 7.4, and then it came out, it was projected to be 7.5, so it was lower. All right, same thing. April, same thing. April was higher. All right, so what date was that though? I'm trying to see the date. I don't see the date on this. I got a calendar. I'm looking at Forex crap. Ah, like, I know what I could do. So it was in July. I gotta take a shower. I gotta get ready to go. Let's see. The last jolts. The last jolt. It was last month. Okay, it's monthly, but all right. It was July. July. Wait a minute. Release date. So this one is from. So this will be the July one. So this is coming out in September. It's a lagging report. So this is September 3rd. This will be the July one. So yeah, this is gonna be low. It's summertime. Summertime jobs. All right. Anyway, we shouldn't bite on this and collapse. We shouldn't. The one we had June 29th, that's what I need to look at. So June 29th was the last one. Let's see what happened in June. Go back to the 1 day, please. You know this is mostly all for me. But June 29th, that's it. June 29th, yeah. All right, so June 29th was the last jokes. Let me this slide over. July, June 29th. June 27th. I got it on the 1 day. What was that? On a Sunday or something? Oh, sorry. It was July 29th, but it was for June 29th. All right, so July 29th. July 29th was the last jobs report, and yeah, okay, we sat at a doji that day. Okay, I do remember this. All right, so July 29th, and then the report came out, and it was weaker, and that happened the next day, and then that happened, and then that happened. All right, so yeah, so now July 29th. So let's go to the hour, let's go to the 4 hour. Go to July 29th, which is here. July 29th at 8 a.m. All right, the report came out. Let's do 2 hours. July 29th at July 29th at 8 a.m. Okay, so that's where we set at. And then the JOLTS report came out at 10. But look, the market was already going down. So at 10, all right. Oh, this is PM, bro. Get it together. July 29th. That's midnight or 6. Basically, we fell. So from 10, the report came out and it wasn't good, and the market fell from 10 a.m. Let's see, we were at 64.35 all the way down all day. Yeah, 64.12. We fell, what's that, 64.35 to 64.12. Fell 20 points or something. So we went down, and then, yeah, it was flat overnight. Okay. And then we ran back up because it's a lagging report. But then we collapsed again. And this was 2 days later. Oh boy. Huh. Because it was a whole thing because he fired him and fired the person and he did this. So, man, I don't know. I may need to wait and see. I may need to close out, to be honest with you. Because going into this report, going into it, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm not going to play with fire today. No, no. Given by how that was, look at that. That was a complete drop, and then you barely ate out that. Now, it did get it came back up, and you did get a gain, but after yesterday, because look at that, that's nasty right there. I don't think I want to go through that. So, decision made. What I'm gonna do is close out, and I'll keep one contract, but I'm closing one of these out and just take that. I'll keep one, and then we'll see how that goes. And then if we drop, I'll be able to flip and go back the other way and ride it back up. All right, that's the plan. So that's the plan. So here we go. Let's work it. So look at that. It's already starting to drop. This is number one bullsh. That ain't even worth the dollar. What's going on this chart, man? In the time that I'm talking, other people are awake too, I guess. So people looking at it now. All right, let's see what's going on over here. I might just have to bring my target in. All right, yeah. So we met some resistance right there. That's to be okay. That's to be expected. So we came back down. Hopefully, we'll build on that. 64.57. So we're gonna change it to a 5 pointer. Gonna be scared. I'm scared. I don't want to be scared. Maybe it just drops to here. Or maybe we don't drop at all because we expect it. I mean, look, we should know already that this stuff we dropped yesterday. Like, if you think about it, we crashed out yesterday, man. It's like that was a crash out. This whole thing was a crash out. So, uh, I really think we should continue going up. But that being said, I'm bringing this down though. This order here, one of these contracts has got to come down. So we're gonna bring this one down to 64, 70. What are we at now? 55. We'll try and get 10 points. What was that? 53, 54. So we'll go for 10 points. What is that? That's 55, 60, 65. All right, so we brought that within range. We'll get maybe 10 points off of that. Yeah. And literally, yeah, we ain't in no big ass competition. So we're gonna bring this one down too, cause today ain't today. Today ain't today. I ain't watching it. So I'm not trying to be going through that again. So we're gonna bring this one down for 20 points in case that happens, and that'll be our target. All right. So what we're shooting for now is a 10 pointer and then a 20 pointer. That's enough. Stay green, stay in the game, right? But yeah, too much news. I'm not gonna play. I'm not gonna risk it. I'm risking it because it could go down, but leading up to it, we could run up. We could run up. All right, so stocks 50.50. That's where we at, and we'll see how it goes. But so far, we are still green on the year. We want to keep it that way for that contract. That's what the plan is to keep it that way for the contract. Yeah, that settlement last night was 281, which was better than 800 because it was down. All right, man. So we'll check back in later on this afternoon. All right, peace. Stocks are crazy. I love it. Like a